thought that I'd be here today, not because I didn't think I'd love her enough to provide a eulogy, but because I didn't have the confidence or believe I had the capacity to do such a thing. But amazingly, Mrs. Perea knew. She believed in me before I even believed in myself. Mrs. Perea knew because when she looked at someone, she didn't see who we were in our own eyes, but she saw the potential we had. She always saw us as the best versions of ourselves God created us to be, even when we weren't that best version yet. God placed Mrs. Perea in a role where she could have the most impact and the deepest effect in the classroom. My name is Brian Colon, and I am a graduate of Los Lunas High School. And even though my bride said that I shouldn't wear such a colorful tie to a funeral, I'm flying the Los Lunas High colors, orange and blue. Because I know other than pink, orange and blue are her favorite colors. Mrs. Perea was my teacher for 3 years, not because I got held back. I know Mr. Luna thought maybe that's why it happened. But the reason I was in her class for 2 or 3 years is because I signed up for every chance I could get to spend time with Mrs. Perea. I was so drawn to her for the same reason so many of you were drawn to her. She was that wonderful person who always had a special way of letting you know that you were important in her world and that she cared deeply for you. I'll never forget those wonderful childlike expressions that she had. Those facial expressions where she would just say something to you, and then she would just tilt her head just a little bit. Right? And how in the world could you not want to do everything possible to make her proud? My life's been extremely blessed. But it started more than 30 years ago when Mrs. Perea took a special interest in me. She was my teacher, my counselor, my friend, my confidant, and most importantly, my inspiration. It was so easy to talk to her. For those of you that know my childhood, you know it wasn't easy, and I always had lots to talk about. And she always made time. She was the consummate listener with a heart of gold. I remember spending special lunches in her classroom, again, not because I was in trouble, but because I was drawn to the light of that enormous heart she had. Well, if you spent lunch in her classroom, you knew that she wasn't just the favorite